Hey guys, what is up? RedPandaMining here. How you guys all doing? Hope you're all doing really well and have a really great day. In this video, I have just been sent a Goldshell LT5 Pro. And thank you to Crypto Miner Bros for sending me this LT5 Pro. This is nuts. I don't even know what an LT5 Pro is, actually, to be honest, guys. Be right back. I just need to learn what this is. Hold on one sec. Okay, this Goldshell LT5 Pro, it does 2.5 gigahash on the script algorithm, which is Litecoin and then Dogecoin as well. You can merge mine both, and the price of this is $8,500. Holy smoke, that is really expensive. But anyways, yeah, Crypto Miner Bros, thank you so much for saying this to me. They said this was a surprise, and yeah, I didn't even know which one it was up until now, obviously. So guys, I'm gonna do a review of this LT5 Pro, and yeah, it's interesting. I guess this thing is gonna take a lot of power, 3100 watts. Oh no. Okay, well, I'm already dreading plugging this in, because for most of you that watch my channel, I'm pretty like strapped in terms of electricity to use, available electricity. So I don't even know if I can plug this in. 3100 watts is quite a bit. And actually, if you guys are watching this video right now, I am doing a WhatsMiner M32 giveaway. So I'll have that link down below if you guys are interested. I'll be choosing the winner this Saturday, so in a couple days as you guys see this video. Anyways guys, I'm plugging this in, we're gonna turn it on. I'm gonna let it mine for the next couple days, and we'll see how the profitability is in this video. Okay, so we'll see how much Litecoin and merge mining Dogecoin that we do on this thing. We're gonna be using Poolin as my pool. You guys know with the other ASICs, the Litecoin ASICs that I've used before, like the mini Doge ones, I don't know if you can see them up there, but the one I got from Vosscoin and also the other one that I got from Crypto Miner Bros, it's been going well. So I guess we can do a comparison, comparing it to, you know, the notorious Bitmain Antminer L3 Plus and some other ASICs that we can see out there. So we'll do that later on in the video. Anyways guys, yeah, this thing 2.45 gigahash at 3100 watts. In my head right now, I'm thinking it probably does 3 or 4 or maybe 5 times more than an L3 Plus. But then I wonder what the megahash per watt efficiency is. I guess we'll do that later in this video. Anyways, let's just go through here. Here is the power plug for it, and this is not a typical C13 or C14 plug. It did come with a power cable, which I believe I can plug this into my PDU. This end here, this is a C19 end, but I do not have this end. This is, I believe, a European or Asia plug. So we don't have that in North America. But good thing, I actually have some of these cables already. So I do have a C19 to C20 cable, and I do have a triplet PDU that can handle it. Otherwise, I do have a C14 to C19 cable, which can go into most of my 240 volt 30 amp PDUs. All right, so that should be really good. I'm probably gonna use this, and we are gonna see how much power exactly the ASIC will pull in terms of power at the wall. We're gonna test it on Space Goat's power meter here, and I have a 240 volt 30 amp PDU, so I'll be plugging in this end into the PDU. Right now I don't have anything else running. I did have this Octominer server case running. You guys may have saw that video. It's been going good. It's been going good. I'm having some issues, which I'm gonna have another video for you guys down the road. All right. Anyways, let me go grab the LT5 Pro, and we'll see how this thing takes in terms of power, and we'll see how loud it is. All right, give me one sec. Okay, I got the LT5 Pro here, I got the power cable plugged into the PDU as the only one. Okay, so we'll see exactly how much power this thing is going to take. And here we go. We'll see how loud the fans are in 3, 2, 1. Oh. Okay, it's turning on. I got the Ethernet plugged in. And all right, it's doing some stuff. I don't feel much airflow yet coming from the fans. Yeah, it's ramping up now. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Okay. This pumps out a lot of air, that's for sure. All right guys, so I'm going to have to find the IP address of this Goldshell LT5, and I'm gonna probably use advanced IP scanner or just log into my router. Then I can see what the IP address is. I'm gonna log into it and put in my pool-in address, all that stuff. Very, very, very easy. So give me 1 sec, I'll be right back. All right, so this thing has been on now for about an hour, and you can see here the hash rate. We are at pretty much the rated hash rate that they say here, 2.45, oh, it looks like 2.5 gigahash. It fluctuates a lot. It says we are roughly getting about 0.35% hardware errors, and yeah, and you guys can see the fan speed there. There's 4 of those fans, all right, and we are in the hash rate mode power plan. And I did go into the miner to check if there's other power plans, and no, there's no like low power mode or anything. It's just one mode called hash rate mode. All right, temperature there, 74 degrees Celsius. And looking at the temperatures of the hash boards, there's 4 different hash boards or control boards, I guess. But you guys can see generally, looks like each of them are getting some hardware errors, but we're getting some accepted shares ultimately. Okay, so yeah, there you go. And at the pool, I can show you I am mining to pool in. Obviously, we just started for an hour, so the 24-hour hash rate average is not going to be there. But it says here real time we are at 2.48 gigahash. All right, so not bad at all. Okay, let me go back to the ASIC. 3,151 watts at the wall just for this Goldshell LT5. Wow, this thing takes a lot of power, guys. And yeah, this thing is just, it feels like it's blowing out lava. This is a lot of heat right now coming out of this ASIC miner. Oh, Jesus. Oh man, that is just crazy. Okay, well, guys, it's mining now. I'm gonna let it run for the next couple days. We shall see how much Litecoin and Dogecoin exactly we mine for the next couple days, and we'll just see the general profitability. And I want to talk with you all regarding, I have some reservations talking about if you guys should buy this ASIC miner or not, just understanding your risk when it comes to ASIC mining and all that good stuff. Okay guys, so I will see you in the computer. Let's go. Okay, real quick guys, I just want to show you the 24-hour profits or daily profits of this LT5 Pro. I've been mining it now for a full day since August 30th, but we got a realistic full day here on August 31st. And the essential first full payout at the hash rate of 2.481 average hash rate in a day. So we've mined 0.059447072 Litecoin, and we're going to copy that into CoinGecko here. And so that's worth about $10.20 as of recording. Next, Dogecoin, which most of you guys are probably hoping to see how much this has mined. Almost 100 Dogecoin, or 99.22. We're going to copy that, put it into CoinGecko, and we got, wow, this has mined about $27.48 worth of Dogecoin. So if we combine this with the Litecoin that we've also mined, that's about $37, $38 worth of fiat, right? And then we got the yields here in terms of crypto. And I'm going to talk about the risks, guys, in this video of buying this ASIC that I think everyone should understand, especially if you're a residential miner. If you're an industrial miner and you can eat the costs, or you can handle the heat, or there's a lot that goes to it when it comes to ASIC mining, and you need to have the infrastructure. Anyways, before I do that, okay, I want to show you guys now in terms of efficiency, comparing it to the other ASIC miners that are on the market right now. So the LT5 Pro, as of right now, yeah, 2.45 gigahash, and then the power consumption is 3100 watts, or we were getting 3150, but I'm just going to go with the rated one that they said here. And then the hash per watt shows 79.03%. Now, comparing it to a Bitmain L3 Plus, which is like a ASIC miner from 2017, I was able to get my L3 Plus at about 504 megahash at about 700 watts. And I have the video to prove that back last year, combining the megahash here and the hash rate at the wall, the power consumption at the wall, sorry, was at 700 watts. Okay, so pretty good on this little ASIC miner that's like 4 years old right now. And the hash per watt is 72%. So really, the Goldshell LT5 is only about 6 to 7% more efficient than the L3 Plus. So I find that kind of really not that big of a difference. But then if we go to, you guys know the Bitmain L7, which is potentially coming out in November or December of this year, it is definitely a lot more efficient because 9.5 gigahash at 3,425 watts. Okay, look at the difference there, okay, between the LT5 Pro. That is at 277%. And then we have another ASIC miner here I wanted to compare with you guys. To be honest, I have never seen this one for sale anywhere, but the InnoSilicon A6 Plus LTC Master that came out back in March of 2019. So this is already a couple-year-old ASIC. And you can see here, it does 2.2 gigahash at about 2100 watts. And the efficiency here, hash per watt, is 104%. So this InnoSilicon A6 Plus is 2 to 3 years older than this LT5 Pro, which has just released. And this A6 Plus is like 25% more efficient than the LT5 Pro. Okay, so yeah, I mean, wow, like I just showing you guys the difference there between something that just came out from Goldshell and the InnoSilicon A6 Plus that came out back in March of 2019. So hopefully you guys understand, efficiency, it matters, and you want to stay competitive by getting the most efficient ASIC miner. Everyone's always trying to do that, especially SGP miners as well. Okay guys, now let me end off. I'm going to talk about the risks of if you are going to buy one of these Goldshell LT5 Pros 2.45 gigahash ASIC miners. Right now on Crypto Miner Bros, they go for 8,500 USD or 0.18 Bitcoin, which is, yeah, that's a decent amount, right? That's a lot. And so actually I wanted to compare it to the L3 Plus here real quick. L3 Pluses, they go for a lot right now. I would say 1,500, 1,200. It looks like, yeah, around that price. So, how many L3 Pluses do you have to buy in order to make up an LT5 Pro? And so I think, if you were to buy, in order to get the same mega hash, that is, okay, but actually if you were to try to get the same power consumption, so let's do 504 times 5, so roughly around the same giga, so it'd be about 5 of these L3 pluses to get the same mega hash. But the power consumption, if we do 700 times 5, you can see it's going to take about 3,500 watts for 5 of these L3 pluses. So, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more efficient on the LT5 Pro, but doesn't make sense to buy the LT5 Pro or 5 of these L3 pluses. And so, and if these 5 L3 pluses go for 1,500 roughly, just, they're about $7,500. So would you, let me know in the comments, would you guys buy 5 of these L3 pluses at around $75,000 or maybe $7,000, depending on what price you get it at, or just one of these Goldshell LT5s, which, barely gets better efficiency than an L3 Plus, 5 of them, in my opinion. I mean, it's definitely a noticeable difference in terms of efficiency against the L3 Plus, but is it really, like, I don't know, comparing it to the other ones here, obviously, yeah, these ones are way better in terms of efficiency, but who knows if you can actually get those or not. Okay, so that's one of the reservations I have, I guess, the efficiency of this LT5 Pro comparing it to others. Okay, the next reservation I have, just my opinion regarding the L3 Plus, if you're gonna buy these or not, just understanding your risk, okay, is the prices of these coins, right? Dogecoin, Litecoin. Obviously, mining right now, it's profitable on the script ASICs, okay? So yeah, the LT5 Pro shows here $38 a day, okay, $38 a day. And yeah, it looks nice right now, but that's because the market in terms of the prices are really nice right now. Dogecoin is, I mean, it's not as high as it was back in May, but it's still profitable per se right now to be mining because the prices of these coins are generally high than what it was before in the bear market of 2018, 2020, right? If some of you guys were here during this time, L3 pluses were making negative something a day. Like, they were not profitable at all. A lot of people were liquidating their L3 pluses for $50. A lot of them were just throwing them in the garbage. Like, I remember a lot of China farms, they were just destroying the L3 pluses because they were just useless. They weren't making anything. They were making like negative $1 a day if you had like 5 or 6 cents per kilowatt hour. And so if you look at the network hash rate, right, even the Dogecoin and Litecoin network hash rate together as it follows, I mean, a lot of people were merge mining. So you can see here that during the bear market, like in, let's see, 2019, there was a massive hash rate drop, just a massive hash rate drop from like 450 terahash all the way down to like 137. So that was actually, I believe that's when Litecoin had the halvening. Don't get me wrong. I believe that was around that time. And things were just really, really unprofitable for mining. And yeah. So anyways, but now if you look at the network hash rate for Litecoin now, it's been going back up slowly. And we all know that China had banned Bitcoin mining, and so I'm guessing the ASIC mining for Litecoin is also in here as well. So here's the risk factor, right? The network hash rate is going to keep going higher. The difficulty is going to go higher, and so the earnings that you're going to receive, as time goes on, potentially depending on the price of the coin, fiat value, it's going to get less and less, right? You're going to be yielding less and less Litecoin, less and less Dogecoin, because the difficulty is getting more harder and harder. All right, so this LT5 Pro that I just got is literally just releasing this August. So I'm not quite sure how many of these are going to come onto the market, and thus, imagine how much more 2.45 gigahash is going to come on the network and cause the difficulty to rise, and then thus potentially your profitability is going to get lower. Okay, but again, that is all dependent relative to what the prices of these coins are, because if, let's say, Dogecoin goes higher in price, Litecoin goes higher in price, you're theoretically going to get more in terms of the dollar value, the fiat value, in terms of profitability, right? But you're probably going to be yielding less and less of the Litecoin, because dependent on the price and the difficulty, all that stuff, is the hardware that is going on these networks like Litecoin and Dogecoin, right? If lots of hardware comes on, if it goes back up to all-time high of like 450 or 500 or something, this was back in 2019 of July, which I don't think so. I think there's a lot of L3 pluses that were thrown out, but hey, again, there's an Antminer L7, right, coming out in November. So here's another risk factor you guys should understand is, yeah, once these L7 comes on the network, it's going to destroy this Goldshell LT5 in terms of just efficiency, which I just talked about, right? It's a lot more efficient than the L7 is a lot more efficient than the LT5, right? So just be mindful of that. If you're going to buy this Goldshell LT5 Pro, just understand your risk that, yeah, the difficulty may get worse, and so your profitability is going to get less and less. But okay, I guess this would not be a risk. No, it'd still be a risk, but also maybe a pro, is that if you believe in Litecoin, if you believe in Dogecoin in the future, and you're able to eat the electrical cost of 3,100 watts daily and monthly or whatever your electrical expenses, you can then potentially just hold on to all of their yields, all of your Litecoin, all of your Dogecoin, for that future price action that may happen, right? And so that's something that you may risk. If you believe in that happening, then so be it, right? It trumps everything else, the amount of that you paid for this ASIC miner, and how much you've invested, right? And then you're hoping for next couple years, like you're thinking long term that you're going to get this money back eventually, and hopefully equating your electrical cost as well, which is going to be a lot. Okay, and so another risk here, it's not really a risk, but you have to be mindful of the infrastructure that you would need to run one of these Goldshell LT5 Pros. Okay, 3,100 watts is nothing to scoff at. All right, that's a lot of power, and so running it on a typical like 15 amp circuit in North America, it's not gonna work. Like, you need to run these on a dryer plug, like a 30 amp 240 volt power plug, right? And so you need to have that capacity. You need to buy a nice PDU of some sort that's safe, and also have the correct gauge of cables, at least 14 gauge, or try to find a 12 gauge power cable. I showed you guys earlier, like the C19 to C20 cable, or the C14 to C19. You know, just make sure you have enough gauge that can handle this requirement, this power requirement. Okay, and yeah, there's just so many other things, but I think I've covered the main big risks of just understanding, like, yeah, the network hash rate could go higher. These prices of these coins could just go down the dumps, and thus your profitability is going to go down if you care about that. That is right. So there's many ways to look at it, many strategies to look at it if you are thinking of buying this Goldshell LT5 Pro. The same thing applies of what I just talked about to any other ASIC out there, because we've seen it before where ASIC mining, these become bricks in terms of they're just unprofitable bricks. And it's happened before, back in 2018, right? After 2017 bull run, a lot of people were pretty negative against ASICs because the prices of the coins went down. And so the network difficulties relative to what the price of the coin was during the bear market, it was crap, right? It was just terrible. Like a lot of these ASICs on this list you guys see here, they were making like maybe 10 cents a day, maybe negative 10 cents a day, depending on your electrical cost. And sometimes, you know, they're making like negative $10 a day or something. But now you can see here, like literally an ASIC miner from 2016 is making 16 cents a day right now. Here's one from 2014, Bitmain Antminer S5. December 2014, 26, like who it's because the prices of crypto, Bitcoin, whatever coin that you're going to be mining with an ASIC, not just Litecoin or Dogecoin, it's extremely high right now relative to what it was before. And so there's not enough hash rate, there's not enough hardware on the network to keep up with the prices of those coins going so high. And so, you know, every time you're trying to calculate your profitability, it equates all of those variables, right? Network hash rate, the difficulty, and the price of the coin, block times. That's how you get these numbers here. And so if crypto decides to go down the dumps, well, there you have it. Then everything is going to be really unprofitable. And I just explained why earlier. All right, guys. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about the Goldshell LT5. And I showed you guys how much I made in the past day or so, which was about $37, $38 in a real scenario here. I'm not lying to you guys. This is coming straight from my pool and account. All right. Okay, guys, that's it for this video. I think it's long enough. Let me know your thoughts and why or why not, you know, should you buy this? Maybe I missed something, but I feel like I touched on the risks that I guess really pertain to most people. All right. Thank you all. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you to Crypto Miner Bros for the ASIC. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one and peace out.